Scandinavia is a region steeped in racing history, with 3 F1 champions, 25 F1 drivers, 10 WRC champions, 117 WRC drivers, 6 Le Mans winners and so on. They love racing, and with drivers such as Valtteri Bottas, Kimi Räikkönen, Kevin Magnussen and Marcus Ericsson from all across the region racing in F1 in the last 5 years, it is evident that they're pretty good at it. This passion and love for motorsport across these countries makes it all the more surprising that the largest of these countries, Norway, has never produced a single F1 driver. But that could all be about to change. At just 18 years of age, born on the 17th of March 2003, God that seems weird, Dennis Hauger is lighting up the 2021 F3 Championship. 12 races in, after 4 rounds at Spain, France, Austria and Hungary, Hauger is almost double the points of Jack Doohan, who sits second place in the standings. Albeit he is in the advantageous Prema car, which is definitely the best on the grid, he is still miles clear of teammates Ollie Caldwell and Arthur Leclerc though, who, to be honest, haven't had the greatest of times behind the wheel this season. So is this just the so-called Prema tax, or is Dennis Hauger actually a driver with proper F1 potential? Hauger started off just how you'd expect, getting stuck on a quad bike by his parents at 2 years old, as is tradition in Scandinavia. He started karting at 5 and was competing internationally by 2014. On the international karting stage, Hauger would take 7 championship titles in 4 years of racing, which was a pretty decent little record there, and would be getting a chance in open wheel racing for the first time in the F4 British Championship in 2018. For his first time in open wheel racing, Hauger would be racing for the Arden Junior Racing Team, run by one Christian Horner. Yeah, the bloke who likes Spice Girls and has been traumatised by Lewis Hamilton. That one. As if by complete coincidence, Hauger would also get a Red Bull Junior team place while also racing for the Red Bull team principal. Who would have thought? With Arden, he'd be racing alongside fellow Red Bull Junior Jack Doohan, Sebastian Prio, and Patrick Pasma. Hauger finished 4th in the championship, the highest placed rookie driver and a point ahead of his closest teammate in Jack Doohan. A real solid start for a rookie in open wheel racing, Hauger was already on his way forward in junior formula. Hauger would continue to compete in F4 Series in 2019, this time going for the more prestigious championships in both the Italian F4 Series and the ADAC F4 Series. In both championships, Hauger would be racing with Van Amersfoort. He'd be facing some tough competition with wonderkid Theo Pourchaire, future F3 teammate Arthur Leclerc, and future FREC winner Gianluca Petikov all competing. Hauger would finish P2 in the ADAC Championship, 7 points behind Pourchaire, who was racing in the dominant Charouz car. It was a fantastic performance. But before we move on, let's have a look at what was going on in Italy. The Italian F4 Series featured the likes of Petikov again, Mercedes Junior team driver Paul Aron and fellow Red Bull Junior Johnny Edgar. It wasn't quite as tricky of a grid as the ADAC Series, but it still should have been a tight one for Hauger. Or was it? Hauger ran away with this series, winning by over 130 points over Petikov. He won 12 of the 21 races, including 8 of the last 10. He really showed something big in this series, and as such would be getting his first chance at F3. For the 2020 F3 Championship, Hauger would be getting a bit of a culture shock. He raced for High-Tech alongside fellow Red Bull driver Liam Lawson and pro Twitch streamer Max Futrell. Whereas Liam Lawson would go on and finish 5th in the championship, putting major pressure on the Prema cars at the top, Hauger would finish just 17th with 14 points. This was ahead of Futrell in 20th though, so it didn't look too bad for him. He was a rookie, and High-Tech put all their eggs in the Lawson basket for that year, so we'll let him off just a little. He still did enough for a podium in Hungary and managed to get the attention of Prema, probably with a little bit of help from Marco, where he would race for the next year. Oh, wait. That's this year. So here we are, 2021, winning the F3 Championship by an awful lot and barring a major collapse in the last 3 rounds with a lovely promotion to F2. But F2 is not where Hauger hopes this ends. To be the first Norwegian to race in F1 is that ultimate goal, but it's a little tricky right now. Hauger is in the Red Bull Junior team, sort of. Lovely for funding and progression in the junior formulas, but for getting into F1 it's becoming a bit of an issue. There's a waiting list he's got to beat next year if he gets to F2, with Liam Lawson, Yuri Vips, Jehan Daruvala and potentially Jack Doohan and Ayumu Iwasa if they finish higher in the F3 standings this year. There will be opportunities though, with the likelihood of Perez staying at Red Bull for more than a few years quite low and the patience of Gasly wearing thin. Also, the performance of Tsunoda has left a lot to be desired, and if that isn't turned around for the second half of the season, Helmut Marko might be ready to give another driver a chance sooner rather than later. In what seems like approaching a turbulent time for Red Bull, there may be a real opportunity for Hauger. And with the chances of an open primacy in F2 in 2022 quite likely, with Piastri currently winning in the F2 series, the pathway might be a little clearer than it seems. It's all down to him to perform now, and if he does, he could become a hero for all of Norwegian motorsport to celebrate. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps out the channel and lets me make more videos like this. It's been lovely talking to you guys today, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.